She had whiteouts, gusts of extreme winds, and despite all of these crazy things, her attitude was still positive. I sometimes don't know how she kept it to be so positive. The ego would crumple up into a ball at some of the moments. And she said with her positive attitude, I have to say, I kind of like it. I never really liked a standard challenge. And you got to admit, she was pretty tough, tougher than most people. 5 days in, she had an issue with her fuel canister, which meant that she couldn't do the trip solo anymore. And this was a huge blow to her, but she continued on and finished the one-way leg. Emma was uber emotional when she skied the final leg and touched that ceremonial silver ball, which is the mark of the silver pole. She finished that first leg in great spirits, but just couldn't do the return trip at all. She was healthy despite having a case of forward thigh, which is a really nasty, gross injury, which is due to prolonged exposure to cold. And she also had a lung infection. She said, I have loved this solo challenge, and it has given me the confidence to look at some more extreme places on the road to travel. So the journey is not over. For those reading this who may be disheartened, don't be. I'm not a professional. I don't work in the industry. I'm just a simple plain Jane who likes to give things a go. This statement is so telling in that Emma kind of underestimates her accomplishments so far. Emma explained all the things that she loved about the trip, and that was being in Antarctica, the travel, and how she really felt like a true adventurer and explorer. And in that moment, she really was. She proved that she deserved to be there. 3 short weeks after the South Pole solo trip, Emma had already put that expedition behind her and was looking for her next adventure. Since a cold, barren place didn't break her, she thought, maybe the opposite would do it. And what's the opposite? The pole, well, hot and muggy. And that's where the Amazon River idea popped up. She said it's a place that's hot, humid, teeming with dangerous wildlife and people with machetes and guns and moving water. That would be kayaking down the Amazon River from source to sea, all 4,000 miles.
Sounds crazy.
And what's Annie to do with solo, but said that she might have an interpreter with her to help with the notorious sections, help negotiate deals and getting through dangerous areas, but really wasn't sure what she was going to do yet. Like her Antarctica trip, Emma had very little of the technical skills that were needed for a trip of this magnitude. She was looking at paddling over 4,000 miles, but had no paddling experience and absolutely zero whitewater experience. And that whitewater experience is a must because the first 500 miles of the trip is whitewater rapids. There are huge walled-in canyons, and there's no escape if she fell out of her boat. And some of the rapids were even class 5 rapids, which are considered expert level, so way out of Emma's league. In February 2017, then barely back just a few weeks from Antarctica, Emma dove into her intense training regimen for the Amazon, and she wanted to go that June, which did not leave a lot of time. So she thought that the best way to learn fairly quickly would be learning from experienced paddlers. She reached out to the local kayaking community and found some mentors to teach her the basics. Developing the required skills actually takes years, but she only had a few months to prepare. Because of this short timeline, Emma faced some criticism and a bit of judgment from others. She acknowledged that it was ambitious, but she also said that those people didn't know her history, or what she could accomplish during her training. She said, yes, this is a very familiar scenario, echoed with every adventure that I do. She was constantly getting criticized, and it was starting to bother her. But no one deterred her, and she continued to train. She trained with experienced people and tried to simulate the conditions that she might see on the trip. And she actually mastered the skills at an impressive speed thanks to demanding courses at a local canoe club. Her instructor, Graham Simmons, says she was fiercely determined but certainly not foolhardy. We see a lot of adrenaline junkies, but Emma was not that type. She had calculated the risks and done everything to minimize them. He was confident that she could handle the kayaking aspect of the trip, but they both knew that that would be the least of her worries. Graham said that the biggest risks were the lawlessness of the There's no time pressure, no world record, no competition. There's no pressure of even completing it. Who knows? Who cares? Because that's the adventure this time, and I can't wait to experience the salt, culture, environment, and life along the River Amazon. Emma finally decided on her plan just before she left, and she would have a guide for the rapids, and then she'd continue the remaining about 3,500 miles alone. Let's talk about the mighty Amazon River. The Amazon River, from source to sea, is 4,000 miles long and has its beginnings high in the Andes of Peru. The mountains act as a wall blocking the warm, moist air moving in, resulting in heavy, persistent rainfall that consistently feeds the Amazon's headwater. The river then makes its way east through thousands of miles of rainforest and lowlands until it empties into the Atlantic Ocean on the northeast coast of Brazil. The Amazon River system meanders through 9 South American countries and provides 20% of the ocean's fresh water supply. Indigenous people live in approximately 28% of the basin, and this includes 350 different ethnic groups, with more than 60 of these remaining essentially isolated. The Amazon River is home to more